seconds are short, and the day is long. Something to think about. But yeah, it's gonna be a whole nother day until we gotta think about video games again, because folks, hello everyone, and welcome to the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast.
Chugga.
Episode 299.
Oh my god.
299.
Is that allowed?
There are other podcasts that have been going on for longer, and that is kind of crazy to me. We have been going on, it's been like 7 years, 8 years, something like that, since Chooch started. It's been a long time, so we're still going.
I'm the guy pointing at it and going, is this allowed?
I say it's allowed.
No, you're telling me to stop.
I'm telling you to stop saying that it's not allowed.
That means that I'm the mannequin that John's making out with.
Well, happy Valentine's Day.
I know this Vine. I know which Vine you're talking about.
I know which Vine Scott's talking about as well. Folks, it's me.
I'm glad we all know the Vine.
Yeah, it's me, John. Hello. Scott is here, as you heard.
Hi.
And so is Solon.
Hey, I'm the making out mannequin. What's up?
And we are recording on Valentine's Day. This is a Valentine's Day show. This is not the Valentine's special. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm just going to leave it at that.
I think we bungled this a bit. I think we bungled getting planning a Valentine's Day special a week after Valentine's.
This is just how the cards fall, all right? What would you want us to do then? I mean, I'm not... Okay, you know, we could talk about this later, because we'll do it... We'll figure it out. This is just how the cookie crumbles.
I know. I'm not trying to make a stake of it or anything. I do think it's funny, though.
It is kind of funny.
Every week can be Valentine's Day if you love hard enough.
Exactly. True love lasts all year long.
And all of us are having our date together at the podcast.
Yeah, because I'm not dating anybody.
I got steam shooting out of my ears over here, and my eyes are bulging out of my face.
Because you're mad, or because you're horny?
Because I'm horny.
Oh, okay.
On Valentine's, where I'm in love.
Okay. I
With
mean,
you.
We can't go too far into the horniness. That would be that's a little off topic. Hang on, that would be what, times 5? Yeah, we still have like another 45 episodes until we have to do that again.
Oh god.
So yeah, you're thinking about that, right? That's coming up sooner than you think. That's less than a year.
Oh, an episode 69 episode?
That's less than a year away.
I don't like this.
I'm just glad that everyone's looking at the podcast numbers, the episode numbers, and just being like, you know what? We've got to have more than Naruto. We got to have more episodes of this podcast than One Piece. That's the plan.
That's going to be tough. That's going to be a little tough.
Yeah,
we might have to do.
We're struggling.
We might have to do 2 a week if we're going to get those kinds of numbers. I don't know if we're going to hit that.
Compete with that old man,
which I am proud to announce.
It doesn't stop.
No, we are not announcing that. We are not announcing that at all. Because if we say something like that, even as a joke, we're gonna get people being like, "When are you putting the second episode?" We already do.
When's the B-side?
We do enough episodes. We do enough shit.
I actually have that exact problem going on right now. I started doing this thing called Xenogears Sunday, but then I found out Xenogears is a long fucking game.
It's big.
Mm-hmm.
It's really long, and if I did it only on Sundays, that I'd be doing it all year long because that game is so long.
Uh-huh.
And so now I have the opposite problem where every day my roommate is asking me, hey, is it Sunday?
Oh, no.
No! Let me do things that aren't Xenogears for a second.
I want to live.
That's fucked up. That's extremely cursed.
So anyway, keep your schedules on once a week. It's perfect. It's the right amount.
Do you want to talk a little bit about Xenogears, Solon, or should we?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I actually
no.
I actually have a quote from Xenogears.
Okay.
Okay.
Where did I put it? God, I had it on my computer.
Because I will say,
I
I explicitly asked because just the way the sense of fear, the sense of anger in your voice when you're talking about Xenogears, I was like, I don't want to push this, but I want to give someone the platform if he so desires. But it sounds like perhaps you just
All right,
need
so
to,
I tweeted this out, but yesterday we played Xenogears, and there was just a quote in there that just, like, the main bad guy just comes out of nowhere and just says, I really want to say it's a waste of time, but I guess it's all right. Which is my exact feelings on Xenogears. I don't even remember the context of why this, like, Prince God character said it, but they just said it out of nowhere. We just stopped because we're mashing X through all of the text because there's just so much of it. Mm-hmm. And we have to finish this game eventually. And they just are like, I guess it's all right. And I'm like, yeah, Xenogears really is like, it's all right. It's got really pretty anime FMVs, and a lot of anime. And that's pretty much my Xenogears feels.
Are you planning?
Oh, and on Kung Fu.
Are you planning on maybe tackling other Xeno games after this?
I actually am.
Really?
I didn't think I would be, but there's something about Xenogears that's like, it's addictive.
You wanted to stop, but you wanted to go forever.
It just keeps accelerating into oblivion. Uh-huh. I can see that we've now come to the point where we're talking about like living past lives and cycling through humanities, like multiple human eras.
Yeah.
And we're setting up on course to start killing gods.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, and we still get to keep the giant robots, right? And they're like, yeah, you get to here. We made the robot even bigger for you. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's got wings now.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you get in 17 years, when you hit Xenoblade Chronicles 2, call me up.
All right, I will.
Because that's the one that I like.
I was also during this time playing World of Final Fantasy, which is a very strange game.
It's an entire world of Final Fantasy.
Wow.
It's got a long, like, end game tail on it, where you can just kind of grind through the end game for hours upon hours. And it combines every single Final Fantasy into one game. And we started beating through, like, the post-game stuff. And apparently one of the post games is just a giant Xenogear.
What?
Yeah. The final boss is this like billion health point giant robot that's just called XG.
The Xenogear.
Uh-huh. And characters in the game, because this game's like super campy in style, they keep making reference to it, but they can't say the name Xenogears.
What? Why?
So they'll start by saying like, "Oh my god, it's a giant robot." It's obviously from Xenogears, and then they'll like cut each other off.
I don't even know what to think about that now.
And it's the hardest boss in the game is XG.
XG. That's fun. Honestly, that's fun. Good for them. I'm allowed.
That is fun.
It was really fun.
Glad they got to do.
And I found it, and I screamed.
Mm-hmm.
Things got too close. Like all my worlds started colliding at once because I'm playing two extraordinarily long and not exactly the greatest RPGs at the same time from completely different eras, and they have the same giant robot in it, and I had a little bit of a panic attack.
Your worlds are colliding. Your entire worlds of Final Fantasy are coming together.
All of the Final Fantasy worlds are together now. Yeah.
I'm stacking them on top of each other and hoping they don't topple like a Jenga tower.
This sounds exactly like what Kingdom Hearts is to me.
It is.
Do you imagine, when you think of Kingdom Hearts, you're just like, oh yeah, Disney, and then they like stack on top of each other? They all like climb up onto each other like a...
They're all flying. I know that. They can't stop flying. They fucking love to fly.
It's true. That's actually the Crisis Core part of World of Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay. Wait,
everyone gets angel wings.
Wait, they go into Crisis Core? What?
Okay, you know what? They don't go into Crisis Core. They do add Dirge of Cerberus characters, which is weird.
You mean Final Fantasy VII characters, right?
Nope. Nope.
Man.
There is. Oh, sorry. Zach is in the game, of course. So there is Dirge of Cerberus, Crisis Core, and FF7 inside of World of Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Zach is in Final Fantasy VII, so
That's true.
he just doesn't like become a fully fleshed out character until Crisis Core.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he becomes fleshed out. It is on Valentine's Day. Today's a perfect day to think about Zach and his love lost forever into the oblivion. Just Zach. Zach is the real Saint Valentine.
Oh yeah, that's his last name, right? Yeah, okay.
Is it really?
Isn't it? Zach Valentine? Am I making that up? Solon.
I don't know, but he is loveless.
Oh, okay. I made that up.
No,
I'm
his
sorry.
last name is Zach Fair.
Why did I think that?
Yeah, that's right.
Whose last name is Valentine in Final Fantasy? Is that Vincent?
Yes.
Vincent yeah.
Okay. I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
He's Saint Valentine. That sexy man.
Okay.
We're getting a Valentine card from Vincent that's like, just watch Castlevania Season 3 on Netflix coming in March.
Oh shit, I probably will, yeah, thanks.
Vincent hasn't gotten to be in any of the Final Fantasy VII R, like, the remake trailers or anything. So he's just sitting at home watching Castlevania like, damn, this show's great. When do I get to be on?
Yeah, this is pretty good, yeah.
His Twitter account it doesn't have anything about FF7 yet because he's not sure he's in it yet.
He's a side, I mean, one, he's not going to be in it. Two, he's a side character. You know? They only put the focus on him when they, like, made media exclusive, like, about him. This is so weird. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but, like, I remember when Advent Children came out, and, like, one of my friends complained that there's a section where Vincent does stuff. And he was just like, why is there a section where, like, you know, Vincent is doing things? He's not even, like, a real main party character. He's, like, a side character. You can miss him completely. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? He is, like, a prominent character in this game that, like, everyone knows about. Of course they're gonna put him in the Final Fantasy VII movie. He had a whole game made about him.
God.
John, is there news today? Is there news for the week?
Oh, there's a lot of
video
news.
gamedom.
There's a lot of news. A lot of things happened this past week, and I'm gonna try my best to, like, guide us through this news. First off, I guess we could talk about something that happened last week that I don't think we talked about, mostly because it's not really something that I care about, or most of us care about. I don't know, maybe that's a little mean, but, look, we here at Video Game Choo Choo, we're not usually big fans of the Rockstar games, so...
Yeah, I respect that. I respect that stance.
So, Dan Houser, who's the big writer man and co-founder of Rockstar, left the company.
We're definitely not fans of the CEOs of Rockstar.
Absolutely not. The bastard men who cause problems. He left Rockstar, and their stock went down a little bit. And Sam Houser's still there, so one of the two bastards of Rockstar is still there.
The Houser bastard.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he got to make a shit ton of money off of fucking GTA and Red Dead, and now he's probably chilling at some fucking vacation spot, which he was for like a year. After Red Dead 2 launched, he went on like sabbatical for a whole year and then just decided to not come back, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
That's just something that CEOs can do. That's so weird.
It's shitty. It's so fucking shitty. Like, all of this talk is just like, God, how great is this? Oh, boy. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know. He wrote a lot of these games, and obviously that just means that he's... if he thinks a lot of those jokes are funny, that's really just telling how shitty of a person he is.
I'm just double-checking. Did he literally write them?
He wrote like GTA and Red Dead and all that, yeah.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah, he was the Hausers ran around trying to kind of be auteurs of most of the Rockstar games. And so having one less Hauser in the house is actually kind of exciting, because the scary part about, the Hauser brothers is that there are two of them. So you can't escape the black hole that is the Hauser brothers in Rockstar, because when one's asleep, the other's watching.
Yeah.
That's how it works. They've got round the clock auteurism going on.
Oh, yeah.
Double the auteur in one studio. And now there's just one of them.
See, like, my experience with CEOs is largely, hey, I'm just gonna I'm gonna be hands off on this thing. I'm gonna make suggestions though, because I like fucking with everyone, and everything I do is the most important and the best. But I didn't think one of these people was actually super heavily involved in one of these games. I just thought they were putting in creative input wherever they could. I just searched GTA 5 writer and just Dan Hauser comes up. That's wild to me.
Oh, yeah. No, they are the kind of bosses and managers that work at the lowest levels and the highest levels.
That sounds awful.
And they don't. They're the kind of CEO that doesn't like doing the middle management stuff. Some bosses do like doing the middle management stuff. They really like that part. But there's some that are like, I want to roll up my sleeves and get in there. And now that Dan Hauser's gone, it's like, maybe there's actually some good stuff that can happen at Rockstar.
I don't know. We'll have to see, because the way these kind of things work out is when they finally make GTA 6 or whatever, and they're like, oh, we need the creative mind of Dan Hauser to come back and work on this for us, because we can't trust external writers or any of these people that we hire. I bet he would easily come back to at least do a consulting role on that or something.
So
sure, that would make sense.
So here's my question. Do you really think that GTA 6 will even have a story mode? Because I
don't even think they're going to make a GTA 6 unless it's confirmed that they're working on it.
So, okay, real quick, I will just say, a big reason why Hauser is probably leaving is because he probably doesn't, feel like he could do much else writing anymore, because in a 2018 interview, he said that he doesn't know what GTA 6 would be,
right,
because he feels like both, and I quote, the liberal progression and intense conservatism are both very militant and very angry.
Uh-huh.
I'm just looking at a game at the scope of GTA and wondering why that would even... You're making a game that's going to take 6 or 7 years to write.
Yeah.
The politics are going to be completely different in 6 or 7 years, and you're scared of the reactionaryism of the now? That sounds exactly like the kind of thing that Dan Hauser would be worried about. And it's perfect.
He's upset that the Nazis are happening, and also people are upset that he made a transphobic joke on the side of a UPS truck or some shit. He's a comedy genius, and he doesn't want to be shut down.
There's radicals on both sides, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe there's Nazis, and I can't believe there's people trying to stop Nazis. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
It really just goes to show how many Nazis are out there, and I hate seeing that.
Oh, boy.
Fucking hippies, am I right? But yeah, so, what I'm really saying is that, GTA Online is still making billions and billions of dollars by itself.
Yeah.
They don't need to make GTA 6 the story mode. They could just put out GTA 6 that's just a new version of Grand Theft Auto Online on the new consoles, and they would make just as much money, if not more so, because then they wouldn't have to put in the work of hiring writers, hiring voiceover people. They would just have to make an online component, and that's all people would really want.
I don't know. The way I see it, if they were going to do that, they already have GTA 5. They don't need to make a new game for that.
They just keep pumping
They just keep pumping stuff into GTA 5, and if they're going to make a GTA 6, it would have to be like story focused first and foremost, because that's just been the ethos of what GTA games are, and I feel like they would probably prefer to just leave it as it is if it keeps making money than put needless work into something else. Because now, like, Red Dead is their series where they get to do, like, wild story stuff that nobody likes because it's really long-winded and bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we come back around to the news part of Dan Houser, I think what I'm hearing from this is that if he's out, that's kind of a sign that we're not going to see any, like, Red Dead or GTA spin-offs. Some, like, small narrative-focused title.
I don't think we were going to see that at all anyways.
Maybe not, but I was just thinking, like, GTA Chinatown Wars or Ballad of Gay Tony, like things that are like, small story bits.
Yeah,
that would usually come as their own standalone game. That's not really something that'll be on the horizon either.
I mean,
this is going to be very online focused Rockstar.
Yeah, they would have done that already for GTA 5, and we would have probably heard something about the Red Dead one. Like, I remember not too long ago, there was like some rumors, like someone dug up some files in the Red Dead 2 stuff that made it look like they were just going to straight up like put out a remake of Red Dead 1 in Red Dead 2.
I bet they could do it.
I mean, they could, but would that be enough? Like, they make enough money just off of Red Dead Online. They don't need to do it. Like, there's
Red Dead Redemption on remastered. I bet like if that would be a negligible amount of work for them, that probably explains why they put off doing a PC port of Red Dead like for so long, because their plans already were, we'll just remake it in this new engine, and if that was never finished for whatever reason, then they were just like, fuck it, we'll just do this port.
I really just think that they don't need to do anything ever again.
Yeah, the other thing is, I don't know how lucrative Red Dead Online is for them. GTA 5 Online is, like, huge and massive, and still fucking massive.
Red Dead Online is not as big as GTA 5 Online, but it is still very lucrative. They are still making a lot of money off of that. Like, this is very much this is a Valve and Steam kind of thing, where Valve stopped having to make games because they were making so much money off of Steam and they could just fuck around forever. I feel like it's the same thing where, like, Rockstar they're gonna keep messing around with stuff. We're gonna hear, like, little blips, like, oh, they're gonna make a Bully 2. Oh, they're gonna make GTA 6. Oh, they're gonna make fucking another table tennis game. Like, there's gonna be all this talk, but they're probably not going to put anything out for years and years and years, not just because, it takes them forever to make it, but because they're not going to try to, because they're just going to keep making money on GTA Online and Red Dead Online. If they just port GTA Online and or Red Dead Online to PS5 and Series X, they'll be fine. They'll be they sold like 200 million copies, or it was like 200 million or 20 million. I don't remember. They sold millions of copies of GTA 5 last year, and that game is like a 6 or 7 year old game. Like, they don't.
Yep, and with the new consoles coming out, that'll just be another place to buy GTA 5.
Exactly.
I wonder if it still has that legs though. Like GTA,
absolutely.
I bet they could release just like a GTA Online and like just that and nothing else. Like,
well, that's what it is now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know if you saw the ad campaign last year for the heist, the newest heist that came out in GTA 5, the big diamond casino heist. But that was main NFL advertising.
Sure.
Like, there is huge money in just selling add-on content for GTA 5.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figure that's the point where Dan Houser's looking at all that and just rolling his eyes and back of the head like, why am I here?
Yeah.
If we're just going to make another add-on for GTA 5's online component.
Sure.
Meanwhile, the rest of the Rockstar is going to be doing great and doesn't have to pay one more CEO, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Like, if that's all their development is now, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to actually pan out into anything like substantial at all, because this is it is realistically is a CEO going, there's nothing fun for me to do anymore, and just leaving because he can.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Because he's got enough money to live his entire rest of his life 5 times over. So, yeah.
Well, and he's got a brother who's also, already there doing it.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest part.
Well, all right. Scott, do you want to talk about Fire Emblem? I don't have to ask that. Scott, let's talk about Fire Emblem.
Okay.
That new DLC came out, that Cindered Shadows DLC.
It sure did.
Right when I kind of got roped in by you because you were getting really, really into Fire Emblem again, like in preparation of this DLC.
Well,
and then
it's sort of incidental, actually. I was getting back into Fire Emblem because I really, really wanted to play a tactical RPG again. And I had to, not play Fire Emblem as much while waiting for this DLC to drop. And that was, kind of driving me wild, because I very much just wanted to play this DLC at the appropriate time in the game. And I was already very late into the game. I didn't know how much time I had left. But thankfully I got in, I got in just in time, because the new content that this game adds, you can get the new characters and, interact with the new stuff in it, after the second month, but before the time skip. And thankfully, that's where I am.
So, how are you feeling about it? Because you are probably the wildest Fire Emblem fan here. You've played through that game 3 or 4 times already?
I'm on my 3rd playthrough.
I thought this was your 4th.
No. I'm in the middle of Blue Lions.
Okay, so you've done Black Eagles and Golden Deer, and now you're doing Blue Lions?
Yes.
Okay, so how is it going, and how does the DLC affect the story in any way?
So, first off, the DLC itself is just straight up a main menu item that's side story. Which is very weird, because, I imagine if they do more of this stuff, they'll just probably have to tack on more menu items. We'll see how that pans out if they decide to do more DLC. I don't want to even, venture a guess on what that would look like right now. But it is what it is. It is exactly as advertised. It is a complete individual on its own side story. You play through a very cool and unique set of battles while you're exploring this side story about the Ashen Wolves house, which is a sort of lost house of students that all live in this underground place called Abyss. And you learn why they're all there and what exactly it means to be a non-official house of the Officers Academy. That kind of stuff is really interesting. I think generally the writing in this is it's cool from a background and lore perspective in a way, even though I'm not super interested in Fire Emblem lore. But just it adds a lot of background information on not just the Academy itself, but also Byleth as a character, which is really cool. But on top of that, the pacing and plot are not super well structured, in my opinion. There are parts where you can see things coming just a million miles away just because of how it's structured. One of the names of the chapters is literally the twist of what happens in that chapter. It's that kind of shit where it's you see all the big story beats coming from a million miles away, and that's just kind of a bummer from a story perspective, but otherwise I think what's there is pretty interesting. I think where this DLC shines is in the battles. It's I think it's 6 new battles, different scenarios, and each one of them is really unique and interesting. And because there's a predefined set of roles, you're not playing here are these characters I've heavily customized, they have weird builds. It's no, these characters are very they all have their own role. They're very straightforward. They all have their already built like class, and you need to play to their strengths, and because it has such a defined party, like the encounters that surround it are way more straightforward, and they're way more interesting in a way. Like, I tend to build my characters out in the main story to be able to cover their own, like, weaknesses. In this, all of your characters and all of the enemy types all have, like, unique strengths and weaknesses, and it sort of becomes like this game of chess, where you're trying to figure out, I should get this character over here because he deals with this enemy type really well, but also I need to make sure I can get him out of there, or that they're like safe because there's this other enemy type right over here. It's all very like well structured. And then on top of that, some of them have like really, really unique scenarios that I don't want to like spoil a ton of them. But there is one that I think is really cool, where they sort of try to make you speed run the level. It's really neat. Like, they give you a set amount of turns where you need to complete this objective or else you fail. And it's like, it's pretty like charitable and forgiving, I played it on the hard mode, and like the hard mode is pretty difficult. It's like very challenging. So when I get to this mission where it's like, you need to go fast, it feels very appropriately fast because I'm trying to make sure all of my characters get to this objective when they need to. It's very cool. Essentially what's happening is you're running from a very large monster, and you need to get away from it as soon as possible, or else it's gonna fuck you up. You can try and fight the monster, but like, more enemies will show up if you do that. So you just need to clear out the enemies that are in your direct path, get your entire team to the objective, and then you can move on to the next objective, and you just gotta keep moving. It's so, like, the fact that they're able to do this within Fire Emblem is so cool. Like, I really like that kind of structure. And that's cool. There are other missions that have like their own other kind of unique structures, but they're all very neat. Like the second mission, like, I think I played it on a call with you, and I was just kind of screaming because like it turned into a horde mode. Like, all of my characters were just rounded up in the center, and like new enemies were spawning in different waves coming from different directions. And like, you just had to go through multiple waves of enemies, and then eventually you finally get to the end. But it's this really cool endurance challenge where you think you have this under control, you start going, and then fucking, oh, there's another wave coming. I need to fucking deal with this right now. It's really cool. I enjoyed the battles in that a lot. And then it was such a stark excuse me. It was such a stark contrast going from these like really nice, well-paced, well-thought-out battles back to the main story, where I'm playing on the maddening difficulty, and I just added 4 new characters to my party who are, like, a little underleveled. And on top of that, I have recruited every single person I can in the monastery. That includes, like, all the students and faculty that are currently available. So I have this, like, massive party of, like, 30 people or something, really huge. And I somehow need to make sure they're all, like, pretty evenly leveled, because that's just the kind of weirdo I am, because I want to make sure all of these characters are viable, because I enjoy playing around with them. But because it's maddening, everything is super hard, and what I'm finding is all of my characters are just really, really underleveled. So I'm going into these missions where it's like, oh, your suggested level is like, 17. But because that's maddening, it means all of the enemies are going to be like level 25. And I'm going in with all my characters who are like level 15. So it's just a fucking mess.
Oh, God.
So it's like,
wow.
I don't even know what to do at this point. I'm thinking I'll just like, I'm so like ashamed because there are two options for me. One is I stop focusing on like trying to level up everyone and just focus on like a core crew of people to level and just like say, hey, here's my team. I'm going to stick with this. And then I just have everyone else on the side just to be safe. Or I like bump it back down to hard mode because that's what I'm comfortable with. Because maddening is just like, it's like too psycho mode. It's too hard. Like it got to the point where like I was not able to complete missions without like reliably making sure like attacks that had not 100% hit rates were hitting. And like, I needed to make sure some characters were getting crits. And because that's all luck based, it makes it genuinely unfair. And I think, I don't think that's like, because it's on maddening, it's unfair. I think it's on maddening and I'm not playing the game, the way it wants me to in order to play it on maddening. I'm trying to play it my way, and that's why I know I'm failing.
Well, I think as a commander, you do have one other option based on your current playstyle.
What's that?
You could just sacrifice 30 of your people because they are there and they are waiting.
I could let a whole bunch of my children die. That's correct.
You have a huge bunch of troops. Mm-hmm. You have too many, and none of them are specialized.
Nope. And also,
you could just create a fodder situation.
Here's the like other thing on top of it is I have already mastered a lot of the classes that these characters are best at, like at the intermediate level, which is where everyone's at now. So I'm kind of off-classing them to try and get some extra like mastery skills for when I get them to their next advanced classes. And because I'm off-classing them, they're not super effective. Like they're not great. They're just not great characters at all. And they're underleveled, and they're dealing with enemies that are way too strong.
You're trying to dip into every single pie at the same time.
And I don't know if you know this, but that's not how you're supposed to deal with pie.
Mm-mm.
You're supposed to...
No, that pie was for everybody, Scott.
You're supposed to cut it into nice pieces and enjoy it.
This is a charity auction, and you're not supposed to be sticking your fingers into any pies until the charity is over and the auctions have settled.
But yeah, that's the bullshit I've put myself through when it comes to Fire Emblem. The new characters are cool. I like you can just straight up go to Abyss in the main story and just like go and hang out there, and there's new resources you can use that are very cool and helpful. But I'm just like I'm struggling with the part of the Fire Emblem that I enjoy the most, which is the fighting. And I'm like, I don't know how exactly to solve that right now, because I have so many paralogs that I haven't done, because I'll go into a paralog, realize this is impossible, and then like back out and just do some grinding instead. And now I just have a ton of paralogs backed up, and they all have important items that I need, and I just gotta get in there and do them. And I haven't been doing them.
Oh, Scott. Oh, buddy.
I'm really bummed with this.
It sounds like, from what I understand, all of the Abyss kids are like, they're arrested and they're in underground for meme lord crimes. So
yeah,
who's your favorite of the Abyss kids?
So they had 4 new characters. Constance, Yuri, who's their leader, Balthus, who's a new man who's very big and loves to punch, and my personal favorite, Happy, who is a girl that is pretty sad.
That's really...
Say no more, I'm sold.
That's really interesting that her name is Happy, but she's sad.
She's great. She's not like her character isn't, oh, I'm so sad, I'm sad all the time. Her character is like a very relatable kind of just like low-key depressed that I'm like, oh yeah, I get you. I I know what you're about. It's very good. It's like, it's very cool. She's also like the most down to earth character, and she'll just say some shit that's like out of the fucking 2020 Zoomer lexicon, and it's like, oh yeah, 100%. She's also like, she also calls Byleth Chatterbox, which is great. Just a good joke.
Oh, that's really good.
Oh, she's great. I love Happy.
Well, John, are you going to put down the, what is it, $15 or something?
It's
for
25, I think, for the season pass.
$25 for Dark Kids?
Yeah.
Well, I still have to finish the base game before I think about doing that, and honestly, I think it will be a while before I return to this game, so maybe if it goes on sale in the future, maybe I'll pick it up.
You haven't played it again, though.
I do really enjoy this game. I just don't think it's going to be anytime soon that I'll replay it. And also, I'm already going to have to spend $30 on the Pokemon DLC and $30 on the Smash Bros. DLC this year. So I have...
Oh, right. There's more Smash Bros.
I have a lot of money that I have to spend this year already on Nintendo DLC. Maybe I need to wait a little bit.
And Pokemon Home.
So I haven't spent any money on Pokemon Home yet, and I'm not planning on doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not planning on it.
Oh?
So I messed around with a little bit with Pokemon Home, and I'm just glad that there are people out there, self-professed sickos that are messing around with that. I hope that they are well, but they also spent, like, how much was it? Like,
it's like $18 a year or something, I think.
I don't remember, but they spent a good chunk of change on that bad boy, and I wouldn't do that if I were them.
Yeah.
But I got my Mewtwo up into my Sword and Shield. I got my green Mewtwo, and he's beautiful. I'm so happy to have him. I'm gonna be very excited to bring him with me into like the Armor Tundra or the Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor. That's what it is. I mix those two up.
Yeah, me and you both got help from people within the lovely Discord, the GameZone.zone, of course, who helped us. Hang out there. Who helped us transfer our older Pokemon over to Sword and Shield. Mm-hmm. It's very nice, very cool of them.
Yes.
That's incredible, actually. I've been seeing a lot of people's stories of like, hey, here's my Pokemon from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But now they're in 3D on my new game, and they're real.
Well,
and I'm just, it kind of warms my heart.
So the thing is, like, you can transfer any Pokemon over into Pokemon Home, but, like, as a free user, you only have a basic box, which is, like, 30 Pokemon?
It's
something
30,
like that?
Yeah, which is basically just one extra box.
Yeah. So it's like, if you want 30 of your old Pokemon, you can do that. If you want, I just moved the ones up that I know are available in Sword and Shield.
Mm-hmm. And then that will extend as time goes on. Once that DLC hits, more Pokemon will be available. You'll be able to move more of them up.
Yeah.
Because I have a couple of shinies that I can't move up from my Ultra Moon version.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as it lets me, I'll get that going. It's a bit of a hassle because you have to have, like, the thing is to move Pokemon from these old games up, you have to have both Pokemon Bank and Pokemon Home, and Pokemon Bank is already $5 a year, and like they are letting you have a month free to like get for Pokemon Bank. You have to pay for Pokemon Home, so you'll have to at least pay for a month of Home to get stuff from your bank to Home. Which that's $3, which that's not horrible, but you know, it's a bit of a hassle. But again, luckily there's people out there that have bank already, that have Home already, and they'll help you out. I would say, you know, extend some kindness to them as well. That it is a lot of work.
Yeah. I also do think it's, like, kind of bunk that, like, eventually, maybe when they make a new generation of stuff, they're probably not going to use Pokemon Home again. They're probably going to make another new thing, because that's what they did to Pokemon Bank. And that's depressing to think about. Because nobody wants to pay for these services. Like, nobody wants to, like, do repeat payments on these services that, like, are not going to store all of their Pokemon. It is ludicrous to me that, like, Nintendo is cashing in on, like, people's, like, real desire for nostalgia and wanting to hang on to these Pokemon that they've had for generations and they've transferred over and over and over, and they just can't because like they need to pay the process of transferring things over from generation to generation, especially if you're trying to do it now, is quite harsh because you need to have beaten these games in advance or else you'll need to beat the game again. But also it's like, it's just so, like, it's trying to cash in on, like, I don't know. It's trying to cash in on, like, your
people's
youth.
love for their old Pokemon.
Yeah. You know, it feels really predatory.
Okay, so I think I see what you're saying, and maybe I can, like, illustrate the point. You're saying that this brings a precedence that the next generation there's going to be a Pokemon Home 2.
Yeah. Pokemon Hotel or something.
Yeah. So I'm going to, if I want to bring a Pokemon up from Pokemon, what's the earliest one that we could do? Pearl?
Sapphire.
Pokemon Pearl?
You can bring them all the way from the Game Boy Advance.
Wow. So I need to go from Sapphire to Pearl.
If you're really crafty, you can kind of sort of jerry-rig it to get it all the way from Gen 1. There's ways.
Yeah,
let's not go too far.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
That's not real. Like, that's not the official path, you know?
Right.
So you can trade at any time from Sapphire to Pearl.
Yes.
And you do need to have beaten Pearl in order to do that, right?
Yes.
And then you could go from Pearl to Pokemon Black and White,
yes.
I think was next. But you have to have beaten Pokemon Black or White.
Yes.
And you have to play
then you can go from
minigame.
And then you can trade directly from there to X and Y, but you do need to have beaten X and Y.
Yes.
Which
then
also
you have to go through
Pokemon,
Pokemon,
I believe.
Then you have to go through Pokemon Bank,
yes.
right? So that's $5.
Yes.
But you don't have to spend the time beating Pokemon Bank because that's not how that works. So then you're $5 in and 3 games beaten deep. And then you can go to Home.
Yes.
And that's another $3. And then to get to the next generation, you're saying you're going to have to go to Pokemon Hotel, which will be another $3. So now you've beaten 4 games and paid like $10 just to get one Pokemon up to the newest generation.
Here's the insidious thing: is it's not going to be $3 to bring your Pokemon up to home. It'll be $3 if the Pokemon that you are bringing up are allowed to be in Sword and Shield, because you can just store them on Sword and Shield, or you can like store 30 Pokemon tops. That's it. But like if you want to hold on to all of your Pokemon from previous generations and everything, you are going to need to spend like an annual fee until that next game comes out.
That's amazing.
Amazing is a word for it.
I just mean, well, I don't have Pokemon X or Y, so I would have to go get that and then beat it if I wanted to bring my Sapphire Pokemon, which does sound really appealing.
Do you have Omega
No,
Ruby
it's not,
Alpha
because X and Y
Sapphire?
are bad games.
Because I think you can use Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire too.
Yeah, you can probably do that. I've heard those are
I
good.
don't have those either.
Right, well,
I skipped that entire generation because I skipped that entire generation.
Well, Omega Ruby
You
Alpha
picked
Sapphire
the
is
right
actually
one.
pretty good, so...
I do want to see those Sapphire cutscenes again in high def because kaiju battles are cool.
They are cool.
Thankfully, it wasn't like so bad for me because I like for Sun and Moon, I like kind of rebooted my parties and stuff. I was like, hey, the things I have built like in the past are not exactly optimal, so I kind of want to start from scratch. And I was able to move my Pokemon over who had like optimal IV spreads and full EV training, all of the good stuff. So like my Pokemon before that were nowhere near as optimal. Like I did not learn how to do proper IV check before that. I don't even think there was a feature for it, really, but it depends.
Wait, I just realized I think I have a Ho-Oh in Pokemon Pearl from Colosseum. Oh, damn. I could bring that all the way up then.
You could. I could go grab my Heart Gold Pokemon. No, I can't. I can't because it's going to take a lot of time and effort, and I don't want to do that.
That's true.
That's why I rebooted everything in Pokemon Sun.
So that's fascinating. The good news I did hear was that Pokemon Home launched and people weren't excited for it because it seemed like a kind of a ripoff.
It is.
And like they're insidiously trying to get you into things, but they just straight up didn't talk about how you can mass delete Pokemon in Pokemon Home.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a feature that they like just didn't mention at all.
I mean, you know,
and that sounds pretty cool, actually.
It's a good way to clear up boxes. Like, hey, if you've been doing a lot of breeding and you have a lot of useless Pokemon, like, yeah, that's what that's good for.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, like, you can't even really do, like, surprise trading right now, because surprise trading has a pretty dangerous bug. If you try to trade for a Pokemon and they send you one and it's hacked because they brought it up through Pokemon Home.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're saying like someone hacked a Pokemon Bank Pokemon and then brought it into Home
Something
and then
like
dropped
that,
it
yeah.
into. If you surprise trade for that and it ends up in your game, then you're gonna be
your
like
game is fucked.
boned because Nintendo's gonna just crack down on you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I forget what happens exactly.
It might not even be like brought up from Home because I think like people with hacked Switches, I think they also have like I think PK hacks is on Switch as well, so
Right.
you can hack Pokemon on the Switch now even. So it's just people maliciously because the thing is too is that these people are probably doing this maliciously because if you're hacking your game and you know what you're doing, you can hack a Pokemon and make it like exactly how it would be in game. You know, like you can just make it have perfect IVs and perfect all that stuff. Like you can make it so it looks fine and nobody would ever know because you could just be like, yeah, I did a really good job training it.
Which for the record, I have no problem against that. Like
if you're doing that just so you can have a good team and you can play the game, like honestly, Nintendo needs to catch up and they need to make it so you can just do stuff like that in the game. Like even if you don't get to keep those Pokemon, like make it so you could just gen up. Like, hey, this is my battle team. Like
that would be nice.
Just let people battle with what they want to battle with, and so they don't have to take so long. Like they've made it easier and easier every gen.
Yeah,
but,
I think it is genuinely getting better. But
it
is still like
time consuming.
Yeah, it's a process of investment that a lot of collectible games are going to have that same thing. Like if you're going to play a card game, you need to be able to buy all of these things, or like if you want to like what's like another good example of this. Either way, like if you want to play something like Warhammer, you're going to have to get the pieces you want, and you're gonna have to you don't have to do this, but you are probably gonna spend the time to individually paint all of them. It's supposed to be a process of investment of, these are my Pokemon, I enjoy them, I'm gonna use them, but on a competitive level, that's not what Pokemon is. You can plan out the team you want to build months in advance, and honestly, it doesn't take that long to get a team of Pokemon that you really, really want for a competitive thing. It would probably take a week, but that's still a week of your time that could be better spent doing anything else, learning anything else about the meta, trying out all of these different things, instead of, I built this Pokemon and now this Pokemon is useless, which is why a lot of people in competitive scenes either at least do a lot of their playtesting on
Showdown.
Yeah, Showdown, or any browser battle thing, or they'll hack their Pokemon. Because it's it just has all the things I need. It's technically legal because it's not doing anything illegal on it, and it's just normal. It is exactly how it would be in game, and I think I agree with you that a rental system would probably be the best way to handle that. here are optimal like Pokemon spreads. Here are the builds that people typically like to use, or a way to like customize. Maybe like, yeah, just like here's meta builds or like semi-meta or like sort of customize like what kind of Pokemon you want to use. You know, I would
Scott,
like to
have
see
you
that.
used the rental systems in Pokemon to use meta Pokemon?
No, not really, because I just make my own.
Oh, dude, it's really good. You can, grab a Poke YouTuber's like designer meta team, buy their like friend code,
Really?
and just put it into yours and just use it in like battle situations to test it out.
See, I didn't know that was a feature that existed.
Oh, it's really good.
That's wild. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Good for them. Hey,
They got you on that one.
John, they got us.
They sure did. They fucking got us.
They destroyed us. They thought of everything.
They got us.
Anyway, so Pokemon Home has put in an exploit where hacked Pokemon can get put into your game, and then your game can get corrupted, and that's just a thing now. So surprise trading is kind of scary right now.
Yeah, you don't want to do surprise trading right now at all.
Yay.
I mean, you honestly want to be like careful about even doing like raids, because sometimes there's like hacked raids.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I would say just be careful with the online right now in general in Pokemon, unless you're doing it with people you trust.
We should do some raids.
We should do some raids.
I only recently got back into Pokemon. I actually meant to write this down on the doc, but like I played through the entire post game of Pokemon, Pokemon Sword.
Oh, nice.
I actually really enjoyed it. It was very weird because it was like, oh, by the way, this game has a story. Did you know that?
Uh-huh.
Did you know that? You didn't, because we didn't put it into the game, but it's in the post game. It's like there's like a really cool degree of extra characterization that goes on in there, and it's really wild to me that like they didn't roll it into the main game proper better.
Because they didn't.
So you
give a
got to
shit.
meet the princes of the universe. You
did.
saw Swordbert's floppy sword.
Swarber and Shield. Who are they?
It's Swordbert and Shieldbert. I don't remember.
Hold on. No, it was like Swordword and Shieldbert. I think that's it.
Oh, yep.
Swordword. So
Just
dumb.
some abysmal names for some abysmal people. This game really does not like royalty.
I mean,
They're like, feudalism is a joke to the Pokemon people, and I kind of respect that.
I mean,
They could
it's
have done
sort
a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it does also fall into the trap of like, oh, these are the cool royal fated heroes that are the coolest that everyone loves, and it's like, yeah, because they were the big strong dogs who were Roman Reigns. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, that's the Pokemon update. I don't know. Maybe if they add more features and they figure some shit out, maybe. But it just right now that does not seem like a good use of my fucking money at all.
Yep.
Let's see here. So, tell us a little bit about your trip to the Disneyland. You went to Disneyland.
I just got back from Disneyland. I didn't know I was going. It was kind of a surprise thing, but I had a real vacation, and I feel just really rested and wonderful. My time in Disneyland was really good, and I spent a good chunk of it in Star Wars world, because that's just the thing now. The thing is Star Wars. Everything is Star Wars in Disneyland. This is kind of a theme park that I have grown up in, and so my family wanted to take one last like family vacation there, and it was a lot of fun. It was nice to reconnect with my family because we haven't really gotten to be together much over the last couple of years. So we all went together, and Star Wars Land is kind of cool. It's called Galaxy's Edge. You've probably heard about it on like blogs and YouTube videos and stuff. But you literally walk through all of Disneyland, which is this kind of like plasticky, perfect fake area where like every couple of blocks you walk, it turns into a different world.
Mm-hmm.
And so you walk through the like fake Americana street to get through the fake plasticky castle. And now you're in this like pastel world that's all fantasy called Fantasyland. And so it's like, okay, this is kind of, anytime you go through Disneyland, there's this like very nostalgic feeling. And then you go after that under a bridge and everything turns into Star Wars. And it's not like a transitionary like thing. It's just the lamps on the walls go from being like plastic sconces that represent Fantasyland and then turn into like sci-fi torches. You look at one sconce and then you look at one torch and you're like, I'm in Star Wars now. And there's nothing more abrupt. It's not like a soft fade or a sliding wipe into Star Wars land like you'd expect. It's just like, here's the edge that separates fantasy world from Star Wars world. And you're now on, what's the name? They call it Planet Batu, I think.
Yeah, Batu.
Batu. It's really cool and extremely video games. I actually wanted to bring it up here because everything is video game there. They want it to feel like a computer RPG when you go through Galaxy's Edge. You show up and everything is like quote unquote environmental storytelling. So you walk up to the like you physically put your body into the world by seeing brown crates and like lighting rigs and giant walls of rocks and steel buildings. So everything's like gray and silvery and weird. And instead of having like rides and attractions, this place has like boxes that you walk into where storytelling happens. Mm-hmm. So it feels like I'm in a cross between Battlefront 2 and it feels like Knights of the Old Republic at the same time. That's what it felt like, even more than it felt like any Star Wars movie at all, is I look over and I'm like, there's a trash can from Battlefront 2. I've destroyed tons of those. Oh, look, there's a ship that's just kind of sitting down. Oh, hey, there's the Millennium Falcon that symbolizes like the one ride that is in this entire section of the theme park. And if you walk towards any of the buildings, there'll be like doors that slide open when you get close, but otherwise have no, like, there's nothing on these doors that would say that you can even go into them, but you just willingly walk in there and it's suddenly a black market. Huh. And there's like a gun case, like a glass gun case that you'd kind of find in like a pawn shop, but inside is a bunch of like the replica lightsabers of actual Jedis.
Neat.
And busts of Sith Lords. They just have them all in the same shop. So yeah, really cool. A lot of environmental storytelling. And there's 2 rides. There are 2 Star Wars rides that I was just fascinated with. The first one is literally a video game. It's called Smuggler's Run, and you and a party of 5 other people. It is a 6-person video game raid. Pilot the Millennium Falcon to smuggle stuff. And there are 3 roles. The 2 people are gunners, 2 people are engineers of the ship, and the front 2 people are pilots. And so you all get into this ride, you buckle your seatbelts, and then you just push flashing lights and flashing buttons and levers. And if you do them well enough, you win and get extra story content. And if you don't, you get off the ride and they say you lose. It's literally a raid in an MMO, but for a ride. And I don't really remember like anything about the story because I was so into pushing flashing buttons. And I think at one point I pulled the lever to like scoop the entire Millennium Falcon upwards. And then I put my fist in the air behind me and screamed, "Hold fire" at my mother. Which is probably the most surreal Disneyland experience that I've ever had. because she then screamed back and said, "I'm not shooting. I'm not," even though I clearly see that she is. And then she got mad at me for my driving. And so it was a perfect... like, there's something about that where I actually got to play a video game with my mom and my brother and my sister and my dad and a stranger. And it was a really cool thing. We all got a group picture at the table that's inside the Millennium Falcon because that's like part of the line queue. So there was that. The other ride, though, is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. I want to explain this because it became the narrative of the entire trip because there's this other ride that's called Rise of the Resistance that you can't go on. You're not allowed to go on it. There's no line. There's no queue. What there is there's an app that you download, the Disneyland app, that has a big old button on it that anytime between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8:05 a.m., if you hit the button, you can get in line. You can get in a digital queue that will text you when you're allowed to get on the ride.
Huh.
Interesting.
We hit the button at 8:07 a.m. and were put in a reserve queue, which meant that we had to basically refresh the app every 2 hours to see if we were allowed to grace the ride itself. Mm-hmm. So after refreshing this app all day at 8 p.m., after being in the park for 12 hours, they were like, "Okay, you can come on." And we're like, "Oh, we're allowed. Great." And we get on and it's already broken down. So we end up waiting an extra hour and a half to get on this ride. And it was probably the weirdest experience I've ever had on a ride. And they billed it as being like the future of theme park attractions. And it kind of was. The Rise of the Resistance is the future of theme park attractions. Because let me start this from the top. We get in line, we go through the line. It took like an hour because it just kind of kept breaking down, which makes sense now in hindsight, but I won't. You'll see. We get through the line, and at the end of the line, we are put into like groups where we're given our mission, and our mission is to go to the Rebel base. There's a new Rebel base popping up, and we want to be a part of the Resistance, so we're going to go to that place. And then they put us on what is essentially like a bus. They put us in a transport ship, a very normal Star Wars-y transport ship, where you're going to get in the side of it like it's a Halo, and they take you up, and you are flying off into the sunset to go to the base, and the First Order intercepts you on the way. And so we're all standing there. We're all standing looking at each other, holding on to the rails like it's a bus, and we're just like, okay, where are we going? And all of a sudden, the same door that we walked in opens up, and it opens up to an entire room that is not what we were attached to before.
Huh.
We walked in from outside. We were outside. We walk into this room, and now it opens up, and it's not the outside anymore. This box kind of like lightly moved a little bit to be like, "Oh, you're going through space. We're having a good time." And they're like trying to do all this nice thematic storytelling and stuff. When all of a sudden 4 members of the First Order run into our ship and scream at us. They actually yell, "Get out, get off of this ship. You are under arrest, you rebellion sympathizers."
Oh, wow.
And we went, "Oh, okay." And they're like eyeballing us, looking at us in the eye and being like, and pointing and saying like, "Get out." And so we get out, and outside is not the outside anymore. Outside is an actual Star Destroyer from the First Order.
Oh, shit.
And it is a room the size of like a Costco warehouse.
Oh, jeez.
With about 40 or 50 stormtroopers in rows of 3, like 3 rows of just stormtroopers pointing guns at us. And a bunch, like 7 or 8 people guiding us through the actual rooms of a real size 2-scale Star Destroyer to go to interrogation bays. And they split us all up. by our party size. We say we're 6 rebellion sympathizers. And they put us in a dark, tiny little room, and they lock the door behind us. And all of a sudden, Kylo Ren is like interrogating us, is like, where's the base? And at this point, we had completely forgotten what the mission was because we were scared shitless. Because very real people are yelling at us. And all of a sudden, we realize that this is the ride.
Yeah.
We are on the ride. This is the Rise of the Resistance. And
that's rad, honestly.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that reminds me of like those like weirdly intense escape rooms where like you kind of have to sign a waiver before you go in because it's like, hey, we're going to like get in your face and be like real assholes to you, and it's probably going to be very threatening.
Yeah, they got in our heads.
But they're allowed to do that at Disneyland because they're their own sovereign nation.
It kind of felt a little like that. Just the scale of everything was so massive that we couldn't help but get lost into the story.
Right.
And the weirdest part was that they got us into lines like it was an actual line, but the whole time they were like giving us like the kind of like first order fascist kind of like directives. Uh-huh. They were like, get into 2 lines. Is this how the rebellion makes lines? Pathetic creatures. Like they were like really laying into it, role playing. And this is like at 9 p.m. So these people have been doing this for hours.
Right.
I bet.
And it sure didn't feel like it. But yeah, that the thing that happens after that is we're in this holding chamber and it gets broken into. Like the wall of the chamber gets super hot and we all back away from it and it falls away like someone's blasted through it. And it is the Resistance. The Resistance, they stick their head in the wall and they're like, hey, come with us if you want to live and stuff like that. And we're like, oh, real shit. And that's where they take us to the actual ride. They get us into cars and they put seatbelts on. And the whole ride of it is just you ride through the Star Destroyer and escape from it.
That's really cool.
And that whole ride is also entirely to scale.
Oh, that's wild.
And so, yeah, they drive you through the cannon bays of the Star Destroyer with the cannons pulsing out the like airlocks. And we end up like trying to like, we get in trouble where there's a bunch of stormtroopers and we end up just shooting the glass out and spacing stormtroopers. It's sick. It was sick as hell. And so, yeah, it was actually kind of worth the whole 13-hour saga that was doing Star Wars instead of Disneyland.
All right. Well, that's really cool. I'm glad. It sounds like you had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm officially a squadron leader. I'm sold in Star Wars now.
Sold in Star Wars. All right, we got to change like the name on the site and all that. Gonna be sold in Star Wars now.
Hey, I just want to say that the Resistance like gear and stuff looks like crap. The rebellion like gear is all like gunmetal gray guns and like the boring old school 1970s like red and white X-wing gear.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
And that's it. That's all there is. And we had to stand in line for like an hour and a half looking at gunmetal gray crates of assault rifles that just look like normal ass assault rifles. And I was like, come on, can't we? We're Resistance. Like, spray paint this stuff. Make it look cool.
Yeah, I mean, like that's why whenever there's like a charity event for Star Wars, you never see like, oh, hey, here's all these people showing up in Resistance outfits. They're in Stormtrooper outfits, and it's like,
oh yeah,
like kids want to hang out with the Stormtroopers not because the kids like are like, oh man, the Stormtroopers are right. The kids are like, the Stormtroopers look cool. I want to be in a Stormtrooper outfit. Like I like Rey and Finn, and and Luke. I like all the good guys. But also the Stormtroopers are cool looking. Like it's much just
it's
like
what the Star Wars is.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. It's the Star Wars.
I didn't realize it at the time, but I'm realizing it now that they actually use that on purpose to make it super jarring when you show up inside of a real Star Destroyer, because everything looks shiny and chrome and new, and you actually go like, "Hey, can I join this side?"
Hang on a second. When I play Battlefront, I want to play as Darth Maul, not Luke Skywalker, you know?
And the droids, they're super cute.
Yeah, the droids are fun. Yeah, I want to play as the droids.
You ask if you can join their side, and they start asking for your acting headshots.
Oh boy, it's like those fucking all those rumors where people are like, oh, if you go to the Toy Story people and you say Andy's coming, they have to drop on the ground. It's like
what?
No, that's absolutely not true. There was just like a bunch of
thank God.
There were a bunch of rumors that was something that you could do, and there was just like a bunch of people that would like get in trouble by the Disney people. Like the like handlers would be like, don't say that, stop it. Like
yeah, it's I'm glad you all enjoyed it, because I imagine that whole situation could probably like really probably really sucks if you're with someone who's like, this is all fake. This sucks. But, you know, you're at Disneyland. You spent a lot of money. You're there for the fantasy.
Yeah, and they really build it up that you are there for Rise of the Resistance. Mm-hmm. They have so much staff just for the queue of Rise of the Resistance, just to make sure that they're like catered to and entertained. And I've never seen this on a Disneyland ride or any theme park ride, but like Chewbacca was there to entertain the queue itself.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he's always around. He's like, you know, trying to get some extra work after
super tall, very nice. And it was just weird to be like catered to so heavily. They were like a stop short of just giving us like warm napkins to wipe our mouths with or something. Like felt bougie.
All right, well, thank you so much for your Disneyland update, Solon.
Yeah, that was my vacation.
Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. I hope it was very relaxing.
Now get back to work.
Yeah, now get back in the mines, Solon. Boss. There will be no resistance in video game choo-choo.
I'm mining the content, boss.
Yes. For if you don't do the content, we will fire the Star Killer at Seattle, Washington, and destroy the entire game industry.
Yeah, that would kill it, honestly.
What? It's the sound of millions of people crying out for coffee and then suddenly going silent.
Oh boy. All right, let's hop back into some news here. So the Nintendo PlayStation is up for auction. If you recall what that is.
Wait.
Oh, right. I do remember the Nintendo PlayStation.
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, so I guess I have to explain some things. The history of the Nintendo PlayStation. So back around
really briefly,
back around the Super Nintendo era, Nintendo wanted to get into the CD-based games market because that's when Sega was doing the Sega CD. Nintendo wanted to do the same thing, so they got in contact with Sony because Sony was the leading, maker of CDs, and
that makes sense.
Yeah, so Nintendo was like, okay, here. We want to make a CD add-on to the Super Nintendo. You all take care of this. Let's work together. CES rolls around, and Sony's getting ready to unveil the Sony PlayStation. But right around that same time, Nintendo goes behind Sony's back and does basically the same thing with Philips. They're like, Philips, we want you to do the same thing. They didn't tell Sony. They fucked it up. And, just some other stuff happened. I don't want to go too in-depth, but it fell through. But Sony made actual working Sony Nintendo PlayStations. That was what it was originally called. The PlayStation was originally a Nintendo console. And
Whoa.
It was a Super Nintendo add-on, and so these exist out there in real life. You can play Sony Nintendo PlayStations. Since there were no actual games made for it, they just play Super Nintendo games, but they play fucking Super Nintendo games, and they have a CD drive. And
That's wild.
I mean, you know, say what you will, Nintendo basically created their own enemy, because then Sony was just like, well, fuck you, we're gonna make our own console, and then they made the actual PlayStation. And, you know, say what you will about how Nintendo shot themselves in the foot, but if they didn't do that, we would have never had Hotel Mario or, you know, One of Gamelon, so...
Yeah,
you know,
Cultural center points of video gaming.
All winners.
Exactly. We would have been without YouTube poop if this didn't happen. So
No, that's
I'd
not
say,
true.
God.
That's entirely not true.
That's probably not true. Yeah, we would have just had all the,
people are
like...
crafty. They will evolve. They will adapt.
I mean, look, we would have had, like, Mama Luigi and, like, Dr. Rabbit and shit, but we would have been without so much. We would have been without Hotel Mario. We would have been without King Harkinian. Like...
Oh, no.
Exactly. Guanum? No Guanum. There would be no Squadala. We are off. Like, there would be none of that. We would have been without so much history. So... yeah, so this is owned by Terry Diebold, who actually went around and paraded this around a bunch of events and panels, etc., etc. And it came from Olaf Olafsson, who was the CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment at the time when the prototype was made, and then Diebold ended up getting it from Olafsson, and now it's being sold to the highest bidder. Right now,
God, at what price?
At the time of the recording, where I'm looking at it right now, it is going for... I have to scroll up. It is going for $350,000.
What the fuck?
Huh.
And yeah, so it's mostly just like extremely rich people fighting over this. It's pretty much useless. You know, it is a collector's piece, period. This is not like, you know, it's not like, oh, this needs to be dumped to be saved. I think
there's definitely a place for it in, like, gaming history. Like, if a museum wanted to pick that up, that would make a lot of sense to me.
The Game History Foundation has already said a couple of times, like, look, like, this is already way too expensive for us. We would love to have it, but they've also cataloged it completely, and it's not like it needs to get dumped or anything, because, you know, there's games out there where it's like, oh, hey, this game that only, like, one person owns, and they're just this, like, asshole collector that's never going to post it anywhere, because then it's going to go down in value. Like, it's not like that. We know the...
okay.
Yeah, we know the ins and outs of this thing, so if fucking some rich asshole ends up buying this and just has it sit on a shelf in his home, it's not that big of a deal. It's a little upsetting, but we know what this thing is already, and there's actually other prototypes that exist out there. So this isn't the only of its kind. There will be more out there, and, you know, some people just don't know where they are publicly. Like, I saw some game history people just, like, talking on Twitter and being like, yeah, we know where the other ones are, we're just not talking about it because we don't want people to, like, freak out about it. Like, these exist. We know where they are. So, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. You know, it's gonna be a bummer if some, like, piece of shit, like Palmer Luckey or Elon Musk or something picks it up, which they probably will. But at the same time, it's at the very least not like they're just gonna sit on a piece of history and never release it, you know? It doesn't do anything different that a Super Nintendo would, except it has a CD drive that doesn't do anything. So, yeah, it's a really neat piece of history. It's cool to look at, but it's fine. It's fine. It exists.
It does look like a Nintendo that ate a PlayStation.
Because that's what it is. That's pretty much what it is.
It's kind of impressive.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do some more news here. I'm gonna try to blow through some of these. HQ Trivia, if you recall that mobile app that was that trivia game with
Oh my god, with the nice guy like Steve
Scott
from
Rogowski.
Blue's Clues or something.
yes,
Scott.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is shutting down like
No!
today.
Oh,
Yeah, it
what?
it just shut down.
Oh my god.
It
How?
wasn't
It's not even.
it wasn't popular anymore. People
No.
weren't making, weren't playing it that much.
Scott
and I
quit.
think, yeah, well, they like fired Scott.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He got fired.
They
This
fired
sucks.
him, and also one of the creators like died. I think he like he like OD'd or something. I don't
Jesus
remember.
Christ.
But yeah, it was like that company, that app had a really rough life, and they are finally shutting it down. I'm honestly kind of surprised it took as long as it did.
What a strange story in games, because like I have no idea what their business model was. like they put in. No, go ahead.
It seemed to be ads. They seemed to be just running off of
I
ads.
suppose. Because like essentially it was, okay, we're gonna put on this like weird trivia production that's like live and everyone's gonna be involved and it's gonna involve real actors, like real people. Like it's not just gonna be a weird live service that's gonna run on its own. This is gonna be the real deal. And also, we're going to pay people actual money if they win.
Yeah.
And in differing monetary amounts, obviously, because sometimes you would win and like if you won, you would get like $5, or like, sometimes you would get like $100. I know people who won HQ before. It's weird. But it's like, just from a business perspective, it was the least sustainable idea I've ever seen in any kind of like, just from like any kind of app. Like they didn't have any way to make money other than ads, which is not viable as your only means of making money. What a weird
Kinda
thing.
is, because it's essentially like a lottery system. You win however much money is in the bank from how many people you played against, which is how many ads were serviced, right?
Probably, yeah, but it's like, but then you're not making money. You're just in the, generously, you're not making money. You're just in the black at that point.
Yeah.
I think it was a beautiful moment where, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire met pub trivia. That only 2018 could service something that buck wild on phones.
It made Scott Rogowski's career. He's out there now.
It made one person's career.
Yeah, because no one gave a shit about anyone else who manned that app, honestly.
I don't know what Regis Philbin's career was before Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
He was old. That's all I know.
Yeah.
He was just some old
What
guy.
What did he do? Literally.
He was on that fucking Regis and Kelly show, or
that was
whatever,
after,
Kathy
though.
Lee.
That was after.
I think it was after.
Yeah.
I think it was before.
No, it was like someone else in Kelly, and then like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire became a thing, and then
I'm looking this up.
They swapped it out. They
wrong.
swapped him out for Regis when the other guy retired.
Regis. I'm just typing in Regis.
Regis Philbin. Like, I just don't know what that person is famous for.
The fuck is Regis Philbin famous for?
Is it going to be daytime soap operas? It's got to be something ABC related, right?
I have a weird feeling that he was like just a rich guy.
It says Philbin gained his first network TV exposure in 1967 as Joey Bishop's sidekick on The Joey Bishop Show.
Oh, wow.
Oh, was I right or was I right?
Yeah, the Joey Bishop Show that we're all still talking about to this day. Keep going. I want to know more. Where did he go?
I'm looking. Okay, hang on. Yeah, Regis and Kathy Lee was from fucking 1989, and then Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was after.
That can't be true.
That's what it says on Wikipedia. I'm looking at Wikipedia right now. Regis with Kathy Lee was 1989.
I swear.
Wow, so that ran for 11 years before Kathy Lee became Kelly?
I guess.
Kelly Ripa?
Oh, I swear
someone.
Regis was swapped in, but I'm wrong. I'm getting.
No,
I'm
yeah.
getting.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? No, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was fucking 1999.
I'm getting Mandela affected.
The 2000s show. It's the most 2000s show to ever 2000s. And now that HQ Trivia is dead and it's 2020, we've got so much room for another weird Ponzi scheme app.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen.
TikTok, pick it up.
It's gonna be Byte.
Oh, yes.
Byte's so weird. Have you been using it?
No.
So Byte's that new Vine, like, esque app.
But it's not new
that's
Vine
supposed to
because
be like
TikTok is new
and
Vine.
Yeah.
It's just like functionally the same as Vine when Vine launched, which was not very good. So it's like, it's essentially just going off of name recognition. And I've spent some time on it. It's essentially people just like re-uploading old Vines or like bad internet videos that aren't funny. And it's so strange. Like, it's such a strange place right now because anytime I post a Byte, which I will if you go and follow at Delgo on Byte, anytime I like post one, I will immediately get like 18 notifications that are from people who are just like somehow using some kind of like auto posting thing to like the post and then just like leave some kind of comment that's like, hey, follow me back. It's so strange. Like, I am convinced that nobody is real on there. It is entirely a scam. It's entirely a scam that has no end game.
So I do need to interrupt for just a moment because there is just an entire section on the Regis Philbin Wikipedia page about why he doesn't know how to use computers.
Okay.
There's just a whole paragraph that's Regis Philbin is known to have trouble handling new technology and is frequently confused when operating electronics. He does not usually...
Is that in his wiki?
I don't know. He does not usually use computers and did not own a cell phone until September 10th, 2008. Why do they have the exact date that he got a cell phone?
Because it was mentioned on fucking one of these shows, you know?
I guess so. It is often noted, however, that Philbin does not completely reject technology. He has his wife make calls and send emails for him.
What? He's the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire guy, the most computer-ass television show that ever 2000s.
He doesn't do it. His wife does it. His wife is just sitting there, like, behind the scenes, doing all that.
He didn't have to handle the computers. He just stood there and read the questions.
Yeah.
He doesn't reject technology.
No, yeah, he doesn't reject it. He just doesn't know it.
He's just its slave and servant.
Yeah. Aren't we all, though? Aren't we all?
Just
but
like
if anything, he's the most free
of the HQ Trivia, man.
Yeah. Rest in peace to HQ Trivia.
Rest in peace, Scott Rogowski. Rest in peace, Regis Philbin.
Yeah, rest in peace. Whenever that happens, I'm kind of worried that we just willed that into existence. We're gonna within the next week, Regis is gonna die, and we're just gonna be like, well, shit.
Well, you have no idea how many times on Wrestling on Air we would like record some kind of segment that's like making fun of someone, and then like within the week of like us putting together that episode and then like about to release it, that person literally dies. So we had to go back and edit out that part of the episode because it would just be too cruel.
Well, Regis, I hope you don't fucking croak, because that would be not great, but you know what? We'll see how it goes.
Happy Valentine's Day, Regis Philbin. Don't die.
Happy Valentine's Day. Let's see here. Should we do a little bit more news, or should we talk
You can do
about
whatever
other
you
shit
want.
real quick? Okay, we're already kind of going for a bit, so we should maybe get to wrapping up. Let's see here. Okay. The PS5, here, we'll just talk about this real quick. The PS5, that's coming out this year. And we still don't know anything about it, except for the, logo. But apparently, we do know how much the components cost to make it. There was a report from Bloomberg, which, by the way, awful presidential candidate. But I guess, great source of news for the parts of the PlayStation 5. Bloomberg is reporting that the PS5's components will cost $450. So Sony's trying to figure out how to potentially make some money off of this, because the DRAM and NAND flash memory are making this so expensive. Obviously the price will go down as time goes on, because those proponents are going to become more plentiful or will become easier to make. And they are also saying that the PS5 will have an expensive cooling system because of how high intensity these parts are. So they're trying to make sure that it won't overheat.
Yeah, hopefully it's not something of like a PS3 situation where they sell it at like they sell it like kind of exorbitantly, because they think, oh, we have the market share right now, people are going to stick with us, which is not necessarily gonna be true if Xbox's thing is comparable but cheaper.
Yeah, so that is something that Bloomberg is saying, is that Sony is waiting to see how much the Xbox Series X is going to cost, and then they will base their price around that. Consoles usually sell at a loss when they come out. Sometimes they'll do a little bit of profit, but usually it's at a little bit of a loss.
Because they make the money back in game sales.
Software, yeah. And I mean, also Sony's gonna have like PS Plus and all that shit, so they'll make money off of that as well. And I mean, sometimes they do make a little bit of money. Like, for example, people say that the PS4, when it came out, cost $381 to make, and then they sold it at $400, so they made like $19
bucks a console. Which, if you're building more than is sold, then you're still losing money.
Yeah. But they still sold a lot of those.
Yeah, they sold decently.
Yeah.
I what I'm saying is, like, unless they somehow sold out of all their warehouses, they probably still sold at a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't pay for any transportation costs somehow.
Yeah. It's interesting. We will see how that goes. But yeah, $450 to make that console. I would not be surprised if that might just be the price of the PS5. Like, they might just charge $450 for that, and then just break even with that, and then make the money from the software.
Something about this feels like a weird business decision on Sony's part. The idea that they would quote leak the price of the components.
That's what was getting me too. Yeah.
Yeah, because I imagine it's like them trying to temper the expectation of $450, maybe. See what Reset Era's reaction to that is, because they're the smart people. But, general online reaction of $450 for a console, which I bet if, again, if Xbox is comparable but cheaper, that probably isn't what they're going to want to stick with.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see pretty soon, because I think
they're floating that number, and the nice thing is that they don't have to compete with the Switch with regard to that. They can float whatever number they want. Nobody's going to be like, well, the Switch is $200.
Yeah, of course. But it's because they're not. So it's not competition.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, Sony and Microsoft are having their battle, and the Switch is on its own, doing whatever the fuck it wants, Alright, is there anything that y'all want to talk about quickly, or shall we move on to questions?
I would like to talk about this thing that I played.
I would also like to talk about this thing that I played.
Okay. Do you want to rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2,
ready?
1. What'd you get?
Rock. Oh, I thought you were... Okay, sorry. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I had scissors.
Oh, I had scissors also.
Fuck. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors,
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock.
I put rock.
Fuck!
What? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right, you know what?
Paper.
Okay, you know what? Hang on. I have a die. I have a die.
Okay,
I have a die.
give me
Okay,
evens.
how about this? What? Oh,
Give me
okay,
evens.
Scott gets evens, Solon gets odds. All right.
Ah, damn it.
Okay.
It's because you're an oddball. You're a little weirdo.
It's evens.
Haha!
I knew it.
Hey, have you heard about this game called WWE 2K20? You know how it's...
Come on.
It.
I just pinched my finger for that. Jesus.
Yeah, no, this is... I think this is a totally, like, reasonable thing to talk about. They've been rolling out these DLC packs that are, like... What the fuck ever. Like, the last one was this weird Mad Maxian one that was not particularly good or interesting. This one is it is a play on Glow. It is their Southpaw Regional Wrestling Women's Division, where they tried to essentially make the most 80s thing that they could. The weird thing about it though is that they are really intentionally curbing Glow, which historically is this is documented in the Netflix show, but like it is something that used like pretty horrific stereotypes to describe people. and that was essentially what characters were. This game is not nearly as like malicious, but there are still some that are pretty questionable, and I don't think anyone's talking about it because WWE is an awful game that nobody wants to play. But, like, there is this... So, the way they've been handling these DLCs is, like, they'll grab actual real-world wrestlers, and they'll, like, you know, change them around a bit, and they'll give them their own unique character, give them some weird, cool things. In this... all of the wrestlers are kind of their, like, weird 80s, different persona. And one of them happens to be a character called Samantha Uri, who is played by Kairi Sane, real-world wrestler.
Oh, no.
And she is, like, a full geisha samurai. She wears, like, a full samurai outfit and everything. And it's this, like, really horribly stereotypical like depiction of a Japanese person, and there's like the game just doesn't comment on it at all. It just kind of accepts that they made their one Asian character in this a samurai. And it's like Glow in itself, like the Netflix show like actively comments on the idea of using stereotypical pastiches, the idea of like kind of like, so like there are like straight up episodes where a character kind of has to come to grips with the fact that they are playing as a racist trope. And
oh yeah,
there's a lot of subtlety. There's a lot of nuance to it. This is a fucking expansion pack to WWE, to a WWE game. There is just no nuance to it at all. And it's this curbing of what something like Glow is and just like actively representing it. It's fucking absurd. They have Carmella, who is like, you know, a non-white person dressed up as a fucking cave woman. It is absurd. Like, there are like these multiple characters that just have these race-based tropes, and just nobody is fucking saying anything about this because no one even cares about this game anymore. It's like, ooh. There's like no arguments for it other than, well, that's just how it was. Like, how are they even able to get away with this at all? Like, am I crazy for bringing this up?
I have many questions, and they're kind of related, but also somehow not. Is this actually based on the Southpaw regional wrestling stuff? Because
It is,
I have
yeah.
some lore questions about that.
Of
Because
course.
Carmella has a character in Southpaw regional wrestling that is not a cave woman.
Oh, she's a cave woman in this.
Okay. Is Lance Catamarang in it? John Cena's Southpaw character?
I think so the main story itself deals with there's like this women's division that is like its entirely own separate thing. I believe they do mention him though. Like they go out of their way to mention all of the characters. I think you do play as some of them in like the side towers and stuff, but I like haven't really touched with that. But like they actively engage with the Southpaw lore.
Okay.
Which is fun. Like part of it's fun. Like part of it is like, oh, this is really, really campy. And that's neat. Like there is some actually well-made stuff in there. They added a new like brawling area that is just a straight up arcade that like has these like when you like it's just got like a full arcade setup. It's got like these like what's it called? It's got like foosball tables that you can like do dives off of and stuff. There's like a whole pile of chairs you can throw people into. It's like it's neat. It's well put together. And also it's like who fucking okayed this? It's still like it's strange to me because they straight up rip off the big American woman versus the awful communist Russian lady with Charlotte and Lana playing those two stereotypes, and they have Lana say like these just straight up weird ass puns about communism, which is so weird in 2020. There was one where Lana is like, she's gonna make a far left turn so she can hit you with a hard right hook. Stuff like that. Just weird, yeah. The worst puns you can think of. And this is like such a weird political situation for this to be released in. I don't understand how like Cave Woman Carmella and Samurai Kairi Sane, which fucking if we're talking about WWE as a whole, is maybe a little too close to what they're actually doing with her in real life right now. But I am just like, I'm kind of shocked. Like, I don't know how like even the people I follow who play these games like are generally leftist, just like are not even like recognizing this. And I don't understand. Like, I just don't understand how this is at all just a thing people come to accept.
I mean, it's a paid DLC for a game that nobody wants to touch anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. It's like there are people who I know who've seen it who just haven't said anything, and then of course there are just the people who are just not going to see it because why fucking would you? It's just strange. Like I don't understand how like. This exists and this is out there. If this is all like, if you've seen screenshots of this or you've seen gameplay and this is like, oh, this seems neat and campy, I might want to get it. Don't fucking spend your time. Don't spend your money. Don't waste your time. Don't jokingly reply to me on Twitter saying you just sold me on the game. Don't do like know that this game manages to unabashedly take the parts of Glow that are just like the worst, most stereotypical shit and present it on its face. Like as a thing that's okay when it shouldn't be in fucking 2020. This should be fucking I just don't know how this exists.
I mean, if you want to give it some modern context, isn't Kairi Sane in the tag team where they use the green mist as a finishing move, which used to be called
You know?
Yeah.
They are
Isn't their
doing
tag
that.
team called the Kabuki Warriors?
You're right.
It used to be called the Asian Mist. This was like a horrible stereotype throughout the 90s and 2000s that they stopped doing.
You are correct.
So, yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff going on that I don't know how to express or call out because I don't know.
I feel like I need to say something about it because nobody is, you know? Like, who the fuck? Like, how? How is this at all acceptable? How did this get through your QA? How is this, like, someone signed off on it, you know? I just don't fucking understand.
Yeah. It's probably just because nobody cares. Like,
But
Picking is so dead in the water, you know?
clearly they care. Like, they're still developing and releasing this content for this game. Like,
Yeah.
I just felt like I needed to say something because the shit is out there.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said something because there's some stuff there that's been making me feel weird too.
Yeah.
Hey, I have something better. I have some better news at least.
Yeah?
I played a new video game today.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's called Dreams. It's by Media Molecule, the people who did Little Big Planet. And it's not a VR game. I thought it was this whole time, but turns out Dreams is a game that's supposed to be a game creating tool.
That's right.
Where you can also play a bunch of video games. And there's been a lot of talk about like, hey, how does this even fit into stuff? Why would I want to make games on a platform that is like, I can only play these games inside of this game. I can't like distribute this or sell this or do anything with this. But at the same time, the Media Molecule tools that they have for this game are really, really impressive.
Yeah.
I've played this for 2 hours now, and I haven't gotten to make anything myself yet. But of all the things that I played on day one, felt like the kind of things that you'd see like day one in other game creation sims. They're like, like, remember when Smash came out and like the first week of stuff was like, we're going to create things that we already know. Right. So the first thing that I played was like a car simulator. Like, here is a Ferrari, go drive it. And I'm like, oh, well, this thing looks like a Ferrari. Oh, and it drives like it's Simpsons Hit and Run. This is cool. This is fun. This is swanky. And they give me this like gigantic area full of like deserts and cities and stuff to drive through. And I was like, wow, someone made this in like, 2 or 3 weeks and just put it out. And this was kind of like their day one creation they made. That's cool. And then the very next thing I played was like someone remade the opening to Metal Gear Solid, just the lift section.
Neat.
No guards, but just the buildings and the top-down perspective and going into the water and coming out of the water and like little tiny like cutscene bits. And I was like, whoa, this is different. And it looked exactly like the game, but with like a weird kind of PS3-esque filter over it. And that's what's getting me, is that this game that comes from the Little Big Planet people, the people who've like sold PS3s for people mostly, have made a game engine where you can very easily create PS3 games, which is not an era I thought I was nostalgic for until I actually started playing some of these.
Right.
I was like, whoa, this feels like what was one of the things that I played was like a low poly kind of goofy adventure game where they just like tell you what to do and then you have to do the opposite of it. And they go, haha, I tricked you. And it's like bad game design on purpose kind of game. And I thought that was kind of like darling. And the other game I played was like Marble Madness. It was just straight up a 3D, you are a marble, like Super Monkey Ball. But everything looked like PS3 level definition, not like modern super high def, but it looked like everything had a nice glow on it. Everything had a nice sheen on it. And it was actually really fun to play this like diverse group of games. all inside of this engine. And just on day one, I'm like, you know what? I think I could make my own PS3 level kind of game too. So yeah, they are achieving a very specific goal, and I think it's more specific than what people think. And that goal is, hey, let's make a not low poly game, not a pixel game. Let's make a 3D game and actually like have it be however you want it to be with the kinds of different logic sets that you can have. Actually played the most impressive game I played was it was called Art Breaker, I think. It was called Art Breaker Therapy. And it had an entirely like animated opening cutscene that seemed like it was made by like an actual like animation students made it. They were like credited as such and like what school they're from.
Oh, wow.
And if I'm remembering this correctly, and then it takes you into a first-person game where you have a baseball bat and you're doing stealth mission inside of a museum. And if anyone sees you breaking the art, they'll chase after you. And there's a little like eyeball in the corner that says whether you're being looked at or not. And it worked way too well. It worked extremely well where like you would just break art and it would be like, oh, you've now broken $3 million of art. $4 million. It felt like a kind of like a melee version of Doom, basically. No, it felt like Halo because it felt like you had like a energy sword in your hands, just slicing through surrealist kind of like art pieces that just kind of looked like goofy 3D stuff. There was a bunch of music videos I played through. There was a bunch of like animatronics. Someone just like tried to make like 40 Pokemon and made them like move up and down, but they kind of look like MS Paint creatures. And you can't move in that game. It's just like a painting you're looking at where all the Pokemon are just kind of wobbling side to side, like trying to pretend that they're real. It was actually really cute and fun. So I'm planning on having a lot of fun with this thing. And I was just surprised at everything that I saw, including that it's only $40.
It's a weird situation because like as far as I understand it, everything that's created in it is technically the property of Media Molecule. Is that right?
Yes, or at least Sony.
Right. And it's strange because it seems like a robust set of tools to like easily make pretty pretty decently well-featured games where if you were a creator and you really wanted to try and get a head start on trying to make something, you can do it in Dreams, and you can try and learn and figure out what game design is like through the set of tools, at least understand like here's how scripting works, here's how you frame a scene, here's how events work, you walk through a door and a thing happens, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But then the thing that you make is not your property, and you're not able to resell it, and you're not able to you can share it around and show people, and that's usually how a lot of people tend to get into it, is modifying games and trying to do stuff like Fallout mods, stuff like that. This is such a strange thing because I understand and I respect their concept of wanting to have this omni game, this weird idea of you could if you wanted to play anything within the space. The possibilities are way bigger than you think they are, and that's that's neat. But as a tool of game creation, I feel like it takes a lot of usage rights away from the people who are creating the content for your game. I'm very skeptical of a lot of stuff where the idea that a game gets the idea that a game gets more longevity out of what people put into it out of content creation suites, because it's supposed to be like the starter class, but then a lot of people who would probably be better suited to getting out there and making things for themselves using their own tools are just hamstrung. Like they don't really have any way to own the things that they have made, and that bugs me.
I understand it bugging you, because I think that's something that a lot of us, you know, especially if you've worked in Unity and Unreal Engine and just the history of these game engines, like, who owns this thing that I'm spending hundreds of hours working on? Yeah. I actually am looking at Dreams not as a full game creation suite, as much as I'm looking at it as a prototyping tool.
That's interesting.
I want to see what this thing can do as far as rapid prototyping, because there aren't very many other easy to use prototyping tools that are good for 3D.
Sure.
Besides, without you having to like really get into stuff.
But even then, like the thing that you're prototyping becomes part of like, well, it's part of the Dream Suite now. Like everyone can play your prototype, and you're not necessarily using it as a creation tool. It becomes part of the larger, ecosystem, which, you know, it is like, it is what it is. That is how it is. I suppose it's just, I don't know. I very much worry about like the rights of end users, because especially when your game is make content for us.
Right. Well, there's no way to sell anything on the platform itself, so I think there's a lot of things that are actually limited in that regard.
Well, of course,
as to how much they could possibly own. So I want to see where that part of things goes. I think right now, just because it's only just come out, I want to see what kinds of things we can do with it and how wide things get built out. And the main thing that I've been seeing is just like, it's so much more accessible than I expected, being at a $40 price point. I thought that Media Molecule, having spent like the last 7 or 8 years working on this, almost the entire generation, the entire PlayStation 4 generation working on just this, I thought it'd be a much higher price and it'd be a much more like stratified suite of tools. But no, like this is for kids. Yeah, this is a children's toy.
what I'm saying is like, I do wish it was like a sold tool, you know, and not just like, or
at least clearer about what you're allowed to use and reuse. Right. And
I wish you had the option to be like, hey, this thing that I made, I would like to be able to sell it as a game.
Yep.
Which is,
well, people are using it to remake PT. So
yeah, of course, people remake PT and everything. It's strange.
I'm just saying, like, there are some weird rights going in every direction with this game. Like, people are making Pokemon in this game,
of course,
and so we'll see. We'll see how long that's allowed to last if maybe that is allowed.
That's the thing about user-created content is no matter what, like, it's gonna be allowed because the company doesn't have any, like, the company has the kind of legalese to say, essentially, like, the things that are created by users are not protected under copyright law. We are not selling a Pokemon game. We are selling a game that allows you to make Pokemon in it. And the people and the players of the game have made Pokemon in it. Like, I don't think there's any, like, legally distinct issue that people would have with that.
Okay, so they don't own that, but they could own this other part that you made in there.
Right. Like, if you made your own game, like using your own characters and your own ideas, and you managed to create the set of mechanics that was, like, really, really unique and interesting, you still do not own that, even if your name is attached to it. Because, like, that is the property of, that is like the digital property of Media Molecule. Like, you cannot resell that. Unless you like go and rebuild it entirely in a different engine, which, you know, that's, I've seen mod creators just straight up do that, you know?
Yep.
That's what PUBG is. That was originally a mod for DayZ or was it DayZ? Yeah, it was DayZ.
Yeah, it was DayZ.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Games are weird.
Yeah, we'll see how that pans out.
Oh, by the way, Scott, the state of Dark Souls in Dreams right now is really bad.
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
There's so many Dark Souls, and they're just not close at all.
How is it doing in Roblox?
I could use some more Roblox. I really haven't seen enough Roblox. Because you can record sound in there. I really do want to hear the oof sound.
Oh wait, no, that's the Minecraft one. The Minecraft one. Roblox.
Oof. Damn, you can do that really well. Like, you got the exact bass on it.
What the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
John is Minecraft pain.
Yeah, I'm constantly in Minecraft pain. Alright, let's go on to questions.
Woohoo!
Alright, if you want to send in a question, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. Anonymous asks, is the gacha model a financially stable means of accruing profit, or are we looking at a potential market collapse in the future? Dog, Fate Grand Order makes like $1 billion every couple of months. Like, no, they're fine.
Well, I don't think that's what they're asking. I think what they're asking is like, are we going to see a lot more games try and adopt a gacha model? Like, maybe even a paid game suddenly has a gacha model associated with it, which that's what Star Wars Battlefront 2 tried to do, and guess how that worked out. But
yeah,
boy.
I don't know. I feel like thinking that there's going to be like a bubble or market collapse, I don't think that'll ever happen. I think
it's on a game-by-game basis, because Battlefront 2 definitely collapsed in its own way. Like, a lot of stuff that follows the gacha model is like it lives or dies by that system, and there are a lot of gacha games that are weirdly successful that we don't expect, but there are also a lot of them that come and go because nobody is buying it.
Yeah, gacha games need to be free for people to not immediately hate it, and there's a lot of games that kind of come out of nowhere, and then they're either successful or they flop, and it's just, it's based on, like, character design and story and gameplay. It is, because, like I said, Fate's huge, and then, there's just, the Argonite games came out recently, and I soured on that game pretty quickly, but people seem to really like that game.
Right.
And it is absolutely just because the character designs and the gameplay, because have any of you seen the fucking ads for Arknights?
No. Actually, I did see one, I think. I don't remember.
It's the craziest thing in the world. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they're, like, advertising it like they're boner pills. Like, or just, it's just like just like some kind of, like, extremely, like, tired of living the way that you do? Are you sick and tired of being a man who doesn't do your best, whose wife is nagging you, and your friends are super boring? Well, how about instead you play Arknights, where you get to do all kinds of cool animations. It's like this super serious, like, the story of that game is about, like, a fucking virus killing people. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what?
It feels like whoever is marketing that game is trying to sell it to a Western audience who, like, they don't understand, like, what a Western audience would find appealing about any kind of gacha anime game thing. Because I think the one ad I remember seeing was, like, they were, like, trying to do surgery on someone. Like, it was trying to do, like, this medical drama thing, and then it became about Arknights for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, it feels very much like, we're the ad agency that knows how to do weird, wacky commercials that'll get people to buy your game. Like, we know how to do this, we know how to sell things, but they just don't understand why people play gacha games. Like, that's just how it be. But
it's this very, like, machismo, like, really weird fucking vibe to it, and it's dumb. It's real dumb.
So you're saying that you were seeing a Arknights ad that felt mainstream advertising?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what
that is actually kind of scary.
And the thing is that, like, games like that don't need that. Like, the fans are gonna spend all that money. Like, Fate makes billions of dollars. Grand Blue makes billions of dollars. Like, these games will make the money.
The point isn't that it needs to make an amount of money. It's that we are trying to get more people to play this game, especially if they're trying to tap into markets that they wouldn't normally tap into. Which is like they're making advertisements. Like, did one of them run on the Super Bowl or something?
I don't remember. That. I mean, I just see it on YouTube, but like I can't imagine any normal, like, any person that would watch a video like that and think I should try that, who would download that game and play it for like 30 seconds and not immediately uninstall it, because that is not that kind of game. Like, that is extremely dense, extremely anime, extremely self-serious. Like, if you watch that trailer and you're like, yeah, I want something like that, you would hate Arknights.
I don't know. I don't necessarily know if it's like it would or would not attract people, because once you start playing the game, like, the decision making of whether or not you want to keep playing it is up to you. Like, the entire point of those ads are to get you through the door, and a good way of saying, like, getting you through the door is going, hey, here's this new free game that is out right now that you can play it. And that's like, it is like, you can't, I don't think you can make a value judgment of like who would be the person that's attracted to that type of ad, because advertising nowadays is so fucking promiscuous and so like weird and odd that their ads are no longer targeted to specific demographics. They're trying to catch the widest net possible, and they're doing this bullshit like strange, weird ads that like anyone would go see and go, this is funny, or like branded Twitter, shit like that. Like, that's just how advertising works in 2020. Like, I don't like, as soon as they go, hey, this is free, you can play it, and if it at all, like, they'll try and get you interested in it as quickly as soon as they can, and then if you download it, the ad has worked on you. Like, and I bet that does work for them to some extent.
It's an attention grabber.
Right. That's all it is. It is entirely dependent on the game itself to maintain that kind of relevance.
Yeah. Well, we've done this before. We've done this kind of thing before. And to get back to the main part of the question, I would look historically at the gacha model. Is it financially stable? Well, it always has been, at least within my lifetime.
I don't know, because a lot of gacha games bust. I know on the Fire Emblem Heroes.
On the individual level, they're going to grow and they're going to bust, just like every gacha always has.
Sure.
But gacha comes from Gachapon. It's the same method as trading card games. I don't think that this model, has any way of collapsing in any kind of sustainable way, unless the only thing that could cause a literal gacha collapse is legislation.
Sure.
If people see this as gambling,
I agree with that, actually.
That would probably be the only thing that would cause this style of thing to collapse. Now, that said, the other thing that would make, I guess, a gacha model collapse would be if they changed the name to something else. Because we didn't used to call them gacha, we used to call them other things.
Because we call them loot boxes now, but it's the same fucking thing. Like,
right. I'm saying the model itself, which I think is the spirit of the question here. The model itself is financially stable as it could possibly be.
I don't know if it is financially stable.
It's digital goods.
Because we see a lot of games, we do see a lot of games bust. And it's like, how exactly do they maintain that kind of business? Like, once people have, like, fallen off your game for whatever reason or another, like, at that point, you're just milking the same customers. Like, that is not sustainable. Like, unless they are straight up funding your entire game, which, if they're not satisfied with it, which they probably won't be for whatever reason, if you are fucking Fire Emblem Heroes and you announce a goddamn, $10 subscription service to go along with it. Jesus fucking Christ. But,
yep, they milked too hard, the cow broke.
But it's like, no, fundamentally on a game-by-game basis, I don't think it's sustainable. Like, people don't play fucking, like, Metal Gear Solid 3 anymore because they really enjoyed the loot boxes, you know? Like, a lot of games are gonna continue to be relevant if they leave a lasting cultural impression. And gacha is, like, in a unique position where I actually don't feel like gacha elements in themselves are totally predatory. I think you could totally do, like, cool loot box style surprise mechanics that aren't, like, financially motivated and make something interesting and maybe even, like, artistic out of it. But as a financial model and a way to, like, do your continued business, to me, it all seems like short-term money. Because, like, it's short-term money on, like, short-term projects. Because we hear about gacha games all the times that come and go. And as an industry, yeah, it keeps going because people are going to keep paying for it. But that doesn't mean the money is still going to the same hands every single time. Like, some big companies do release, like, their next big gacha game, but other ones will release their gacha game, like, hope it strikes big because it's the first one they've ever made, and then it also becomes the last one they ever made. Like it is only dependent on a game-by-game basis that it actually succeeds. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't necessarily think the model itself, like, should continue. Like, I feel like too many big AAA mainstream games have tried to, like, cash in on something like a gacha model, and they have also kind of fallen by the wayside. Like, who plays Overwatch nowadays aside from, like, Overwatch fucking weirdos and freaks? You know?
I mean, enough to keep the Overwatch League going. That just started up this last month, right?
Yeah, Overwatch esports people. But, like, they're now on their way of trying to make an Overwatch 2, which we'll see if that actually, like, has legs. I bet Overwatch 2 will actually be, like, pretty popular, but now as it stands, Overwatch it does not maintain the same popularity it did before. Mm-hmm. And I think
no, not the same, but I think you might be underestimating how popular it still is. It's pretty big still.
Sure, but, like, a majority of the player base has fallen off.
As it probably should, as it normally would.
Right.
Until something else, comes in, and it might even be the same thing that takes its place. But I don't know,
because I think you can, like, maintain a real good, like, lasting relationship of fans who want to play a certain type of game for a long amount of time. But, like, that requires a level of engagement to, like, keep going, and I don't think Overwatch has provided that. I don't think its events provide, like, the new extra content that you actually want. And I do think a lot of them are super predatory and are just trying to make a quick buck off of the fans that are still playing their game.
Of course. I think if you wanted to look at what does have the staying power,
Warframe,
it's
baby.
Only going to be in most industries, in most sub-industries like what we're talking about here, like gacha, it's going to be probably one or two different gachas that stay around forever while all the other ones maybe have some big booms and have some falls. I think that the two that you're looking at are Fate and Grand Blue. I think they're going to be around for a long, long time. Longer than, at least through the entire course of gacha, they'll be there in some form or another.
Probably because they're the biggest names and they've made the most money. Like, but Grand Blue is already trying to get out of the gacha game. Like, they're already branching off and doing new things. Like, Grand Blue Fighters is out now. Fate also has a lot of... Fate's had a whole goddamn anime. Like,
Fate was an anime first. And,
sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are also trying to expand. Like, they made that BB developer
Bridge
too.
Baby?
Like, BB.
BB.
They're trying to make other games to, like, capitalize off the popularity of Fate. So, yeah, like...
Yep. It's a good sign that it is very healthy and stable. Very stable.
Again, I don't think the industry itself is stable, but, like, will people continue the gacha model? Probably. Yes. Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's a good way to make easy money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the gold rushers, but then there's the people that are supporting the gold rush itself, and I think those guys are super stable.
Again, play Warframe. It's the best one. It's a shit. I kind of want more games to use the Warframe model because my problem with Warframe is that I do think it sucks to play. Like, I think it's extremely floaty, and I love, like, there are points where that's, like, a totally cool thing to do. I love flipping around and just, like, shooting a big-ass gun and killing 8 million people, but, like, sometimes I just want to, like, play a nice, grounded game where I'm just a guy and I got a pistol and I just want to, like, sneak around corners and shoot things. And Warframe, quote, lets you do that, but that's not how to play that game. Oh. It's way less predatory. It's a game that's very heavily reliant on microtransactions and is way less predatory of you than a gacha game. Play Warframe. Great story too. Loving. I've been like, I've like played Warframe in bits and pieces like over the past year, and like I played through Fortuna, and that shit is great. I love the extra story stuff. I don't need to keep talking about this. It's Warframe. You know what Warframe is.
Keep going, Scott. No, we'll answer the rest of the questions around you, but you just keep going.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. LV sent in a question and asked, if any video game character deserves a bad live-action hybrid film adaptation more than ever, who would it be?
Is there characters in Warframe?
Bobcat.
What?
I think we need... Okay, MCR, they're back. Mm-hmm. Everyone loves the fucking, everyone's, like, clamoring for the emo rock revival. Let's fucking get Inuyasha in a live-action anime adaptation.
That's not a video game character.
Oh, I thought they just said anime.
They said video game character.
I really thought you were setting up to say, like, let's bring back Brutal Legend.
Let's bring back Brutal Legend. No, absolutely
I was
not.
like, that's just Jack Black?
Do we get Jack Black to play a live-action role?
Yes.
Wow, that would be crazy.
Yes. I think Bubsy the Bobcat, I think we make it all about him trying to make it in Hollywood, and he just fucks up continuously. And at the end of the movie, he is dead. He is dead, and that's it. That's what I think.
I do think.
Happen.
What is the post-trailer reveal?
The post-credit reveal?
It's his body decomposing.
Yeah, it is just that he is 100% dead. That's it. It's like
100% unequivocally.
Yeah, it's just like him getting put on the slab in the morgue, and they say, yeah, he's not coming back. He's dead, and that's it. Like, it's just a doctor saying, wow, that was a dead bobcat.
He's in a casket.
Yeah, he's in a casket.
They literally say no sequel, go home now.
Yeah. They say, what do you do? You watch what? You watch this?
Leave. Get out of the theater.
Leave.
So, LV's question is asking because the Sonic movie just came out, and I'm going to go see it right after this ends.
I'm having a great Valentine's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A normal Valentine's Day for the three of us.
Me and you and us and Jim Carrey.
We're all gonna watch Sonic.
I'm not.
Well, you're not gonna watch Sonic? I feel like you'd like Sonic.
I don't have anyone to go see it with.
Oh, sometimes you can go to movies by yourself.
I'm very bad at doing that.
If you go to a movie by yourself, you can go to all the other movies by yourself too.
It's true.
For the same price as one ticket. It's great.
You can hang out at the movie theater bar.
No.
I've never seen anyone hanging out at the movie theater bar.
No.
I've seen that in like 2 or 3 theaters. I've never seen anyone just sitting at the bar of the movie theater.
Our local one has a bar, and it's like fucking $6 for a beer. And like,
yeah,
I don't want to deal with that.
I really don't want to deal with that at all. Let's see. Your Harlequin Wheels asks. Let's make this the last question, because the other question that we got, I don't want it to be us sucking our own dicks here. Harlequin Wheels asks, what's the most or least worth it end game optional item in a game?
Interesting.
I'm gonna say it's not fully end game, but I really like trying to get the Sword of Kings in Earthbound. Just because, like, you fight those starmen near the end of the game, try to get a Sword of Kings drop, and then basically either you get that drop or you level up enough that it doesn't really matter, and then you can just move on. And, you grind for a bit, and, grinding sucks. But it's still kind of worth it, because either way you get stronger, and if in like a pretty relatively easy, fun way.
I generally like how Metal Gear games tend to handle their post game / end game items, where it's like, hey, here's this entirely game breaking thing that you can just go and have fun with. Like you get the stealth cam, depending on the way you play, but it's like you get the stealth camo, you can get the infinite ammo bandana, the Patriot. One of my favorite ones is the MGS4 one, where if you go through the game completely non-lethally and take out all the bosses non-lethally, you get a solar-powered gun where you have to, in order to reload it, you have to hold the gun up into the sky, and Solid Snake yells, "Sunlight!
Sunlight!" Yeah, that's a
What?
Yeah, it's the Boktai gun, because Kojima made that game too. Yeah.
And it's so fun to play with too, because you're just shooting a huge beam of light at someone and they get knocked out. There are a ton of really fun items like that, especially in MGS4. For as bad as that game is, its play space is great. I love the wild amount of different things you can do. MGS3 is very similarly good in that respect, but I love that there are a bunch of weird emotions that you can instill in people that have different effects. It's a thing you never engage with in the main game.
If you put your earbuds in and then hold someone in a chokehold, they'll listen to the music that you listen to and feel the emotions you feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unreal.
They'll make you can make them feel the Carly Rae Jepsen emotion.
That's literally what that mechanic is.
Or there's those camouflage colorings that you can get in MGS3. There's the one where it's the front half of you is covered in Soviet colors, and then the back half is American. So as long as you're facing directly, looking at the enemies, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, cool, I like that." But then if you turn around, they're like, "Oh, America!" It's very good.
From MGS4 again, I like the one really expensive old-timey rifle that's in the shop that you can buy from the start if you make the money from it, but you either will not have the money for it until the end game or the next playthrough. So, and they never quite tell you what exactly it does, other than it's a weird, shitty, old-timey rifle that has one shot per barrel and a 30-second reload, because Snake has to do the entire reloading thing manually. Mm-hmm. But it's great because if you shoot it at a certain angle against the wind, it creates a huge hurricane. And it just sucks up a bunch of people and scatters a ton of items everywhere. And it's the stupidest, most ridiculous thing you can put into a game. Especially something that's trying to be a mainline, streamlined third-person shooter. It's really great.
That's Ratchet and Clank stuff.
Right. But it's if you try to use it as a real gun, you're a fucking Minuteman, up against people who are shooting you with automatic rifles. It's great. I love the creativity in that stuff. There are a lot of Metal Gear games are really great for that stuff.
Solon, do you have one?
Oh God, yeah, I sure do. Final Fantasy III has this weapon that's kind of wimpy and weak. Except on the end boss, the blood sword just kills the end boss really easily. It says it has an attack power of half most of the weapons that are at the end game level. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, it does a ton of extra damage on the final boss of the game, and it gives that all back to you as health.
Oh wow!
And so it just it just is like the walkthroughs. We were struggling with the end boss because it's a doozy of an end boss. And if you're not leveled up enough, you're going to have to like go back to your last save, old school RPG style, which is outside of the final dungeon entirely. And I hope this is 3 and not 2. I'm not getting them confused, but we looked it up and they were just like, yeah, just use the blood sword, dude. And I'm like, what? That weapon that we got like midway through the game that was kind of crappy, and okay, let's give it a go, I guess. And sure enough, it completely obliterated the boss and made it so that fight went from being extremely difficult to a challenge, a normal challenge.
Okay. All right, well, that should do it for this week's show. Thank you, too, for being on. Folks, this coming week is episode 300, so we're going to do a dumb, fun thing. But the week after, we're going to be introducing the 2 new hires that we brought on. We'll probably have them post, like, intro post beforehand, but we'll be having the new folks on. So, if you want to send in questions that you want them to answer, feel free to send those in. And just, I hope everyone gives them a nice warm welcome, because they're both really cool people, and I'm very excited for you to meet them. Also, just the usual, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. That's our Tumblr. VGCC is our Twitter. It's also our Twitch. I know, Solon, you've been gone for a bit. Are you planning on doing any streams anytime soon?
Yes, I actually do want to stream Dreams. I want to make some stuff, and I'm hoping other people will come and join and help out with making some goofy things.
When would that be? Is that going to be Sunday? Is that going to be after we do after the podcast is posted?
Yeah, okay. Probably.
All right. Well,
Damn.
Still,
I
you
wanted
should
to
still
do some streaming too. Shit.
We're
out.
usually doing stuff on Sunday.
Yeah.
Just keep tabs on our Twitch. We do stuff all the time. Also, go hang out in the GameZone.zone, which is our Discord server. Hang out in there. It's always a great time. Just type that into your web browser, and it'll bring you straight there.
And what else?
There's our Patreon, which is patreon.com/VGCC. That's where you could give us $3, and you can get access to such fine content as the Chuchigatri Unlimited Trainworks anime podcast. You can get the 2 video series that we have, the Spyro Let's Play that Rose and I does, as well as the Sekiro Let's Play that I think both of you do.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you want to shout out about the Sekiro Let's Play?
Well, our latest one just went up on YouTube, which you can check out all of our videos, new ones every Friday. Our latest one is it's from a very different like angle from our other ones. It's up now. Everyone can go watch it. It's for free. It's cool.
It's a new perspective.
It's a new perspective. Like we're looking at things way differently.
Absolutely.
And also getting absolutely trounced on mini bosses that should be a lot easier than they are because we're playing on this stupid mod.
All right. Before we go, y'all can drop your social media, etc., etc. Solon, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, please find me on Twitter at SolanFace and on twitch.tv/SolanFace.
Mm-hmm. Scott?
I'm Scott Blah on Twitter. SCOTTBLAH.
Mm-hmm. And I'm John JOHN _MICHONSKI. I have to make it hard for y'all.
MICHONSKI. John Michon.
I'm the mouse.
John Michon.
I'm the mouse.
Forever will you hold your banner high.
Yeah, I hope not. If there's ever any copyright associated with me, I promise I will let it lapse into the public domain. I'm not that kind of orc. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I think that's... Oh, no, wait, no. Also, Magic Circuit Melt Channel. Thank you for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to more, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com. Magic Circuit on Spotify. There you go. I didn't forget them.
299 episodes, John.
299 episodes. I'm tired. I've been on almost all of them. It's a lot. All right, this podcast is over. Y'all have a good week. We'll be back next week with. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast, but it's not going to be like this one. Y'all better be ready. We'll see you soon.